Well, the first thing I'm going to say is only a boy dressed up in man's clothes will say something like that.
I totally agree, totally.
Immature, that is what you're going to say. If you're a man now, no man's going to ask that question because they come in and they do everything that they need to be doing and they acknowledge all the things that a woman does anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Feels like we are kind of being asked this in a very sort of hostile way, but maybe men just need to hear it to, I don't know, feel their ego, or to maybe they feel it is more nurturing, or I don't know, maybe it's a thing where men feel like women aren't doing enough. Hello everyone, welcome to Pillow Talkz. Today we have on the show Sahir. Welcome Sahir, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
The lovely Gemma.
Hi.
Shimmy shimmy. So ladies, today we are going to be talking about a topic that has been sprayed all over the place, all over social media. It's a topic that is kind of gets me a little bit hot. So today we're going to be talking about what women bring to the table. What do we think about this? So, I mean, I have this thing where I'm just like, why are we even being asked this question?
It's mad.
It's a little bit like, and who is answering this question? Like, is it okay for men to be asking women what they bring to the table? What do you think about that? So
Says a lot about the person asking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly.
But yeah, real, recognise real, so that says it all, I guess. Do you know what I mean?
Gemma, what do you think about that question? How does it make you feel? Because for me, it's like, number one, I don't think I should be asked that question. I think it's quite self-explanatory. And number two, I think it puts a lot of pressure on a woman. And I think we have quite a lot of pressure already, especially in respect of, you know, we've got this whole thing where women need to be independent. And I kind of feel like that question expects us to be like a man. A man brings his bit to the table. We bring our bit to the table. And we should just be one. It shouldn't be something that we have to have a whole discussion about, like it's some sort of business sort of transaction.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, the first thing I'm going to say is only a boy dressed up in man's clothes will say something like that.
I totally agree. Totally.
Immature, that is what you're going to say. If you're a man now, no man's going to ask that question because they come in and they do everything that they need to be doing and they acknowledge all the things that a woman does anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I am someone who's very independent. I don't need you to pay my bills, do anything for me.
Yeah.
But if you come in and do it, okay. But you should do anything that I can already provide for myself anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Definitely.
I mean? So it irks me when people ask that, but as I said, boys dressed as men.
Yeah. Do you feel like though that question, because for me it kind of makes me feel, it's like it's a very masculine sort of question, because as a woman we are natural nurturers and we are naturally passive, and that is the way that we were naturally built. And I feel like men, you know, they're very masculine and they are natural givers. That's their innate nature. And I kind of feel like even the whole side of, oh, you know, women need to be independent and, you know, we need to do for ourselves and we don't need a man. I kind of feel like that even gets in the way of even why that question may even be asked to us, because we are trying to do both roles. And now the men kind of expect us to do both roles. And I kind of feel like, well, no, we're not supposed to do both roles. We have two different elements that are supposed to come together to make a nice base and foundation. So, you know, this what do you bring to the table? It's just very sort of rigid, very sort of masculine, very sort of, you know.
Yeah, an alpha male's not going to be asking you that though, is he?
Well,
I think it's about the balance of, people don't have that balance. Like spiritually, you have like the divine feminine and the divine masculine.
exactly,
and
yeah.
in whatever spiritual practices, there's so many that they've come together, and you have that union, and it's balance. Like
Yeah.
you Librans, it's like everything is balance and yin and yang. And if you don't have that balance, then you're going to ask that question.
Yeah.
Because something's missing inside of you, probably. Do you know? Not you.
But the thing is, this question's only started being asked. Do you know what I mean? Like, where has it come from? Like, did it come from a very hurt male who got divorced and decided he didn't, you know, think women had anything substantial to give? Like, where did this question come from? Does it come from men who perhaps, you know, didn't have a good mother role model?
Yeah.
Like, where has it stemmed from? It seems very fierce when it's sort of put to us as well. Do you know what I mean? It's just a question that I just don't think we need to be asked amongst all the other questions and all the other things that, you know, we have to do in this world as women. And it feels like we're always having to sort of fight, you know, to be heard. And now we're being asked by the men that we love and the men that we want to nurture us as well and be a part of, you know, a family unit. We're now being asked this massive question, well, what do you bring to the table? It's just way too much.
Do you think that it's like put from what they see on social media? Like, everyone nowadays is very materialistic, and they want the Balenciagas and they want the bags, and it's just like, well, why do you want me to provide that for you if you can't get it for yourself?
Yeah.
Like, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah, exactly.
What is your home life like?
Yeah.
And as you said, foundation. Where does your foundation start? Like, did your mum teach you the right practices of how to be a woman?
Yeah.
Like, it also is cellular as well, because like some like my mum, she grew up in foster care. She didn't grow up in her household.
Yeah.
So she learned everything outside of what she would have as her family foundation.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's always gonna stem back to a mother wound, a father wound, your upbringing, whether your parents were together and how you perceive,
do you think it kind of stems from that whole bringing up and the parent, and do you think it's really about that when it comes to that question?
From my perspective, yeah, because healing on all levels usually stems from the first 7 years of your life is where your subconscious mind is like programmed.
Yeah.
So everything from 0 to 7 is basically like Bible to
you're learning
to your cells, and to your subconscious mind, and then you're programmed and you're always gonna replay what you lack. So if you got your inner child is always going to be crying out until you deal with your issues, right?
So really, this question that we're being asked is very, very deep. it feels like it's coming. You know, it's a surface question, and it kind of feels like we are kind of being asked this in a very sort of hostile way. But maybe men just need to hear it to, I don't know, feel their ego, or to. Maybe they feel it is more nurturing, or I don't know, maybe it's a thing where men feel like women aren't doing enough in the relationship. I mean, because there are some women who, you know, they expect the man to go out and, you know, work and do all that stuff, and then they're not doing the nurturing side of things. They're not, you know, doing the things that need to be done in the home. And I know obviously people are probably going to be screaming at me saying, oh, you know, you're being misogynistic or whatever. But I do really feel like maybe if women did get off of that, I want to be independent sort of thing, maybe we wouldn't even be asked that question, because I do feel like women are very much like, no, I I don't want to adhere to a man, I don't want to be submissive, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I kind of just want it my way, you know, I want to make my money and then I'll take your money as well. Like, I think maybe that is, you know, I'm trying to play devil's advocate, I'm trying to understand. I think we need to probably get a male in here one day and, you know, have a look at that question and sort of pinpoint it out from their point of view as well. But yeah, maybe we have something to do with that question as well.
Yeah, the role that we kind of make ourselves play as well. If you're independent, you've got to do everything yourself. So when you do let someone in, you don't let yourself do certain things. Yeah. Or you'll be like, no, I can do that myself.
You're so used to it.
Don't open the door for me. I can do it myself.
But that then hurts the male ego as well, doesn't it? Because if like what I was saying in the beginning, the natural, you know, nature of a man is a giver. You know, cave days,
exactly.
Caveman days. The man goes out, provides, you know, gets the food, kills, you know, whatever he needs to kill, and brings it home to the family. And you know, if we're not giving them that platform to do that, then yeah, I can kind of see where it might, you know, might kind of flop. In a relationship-wise, Gemma's got something to say. I can see you're like, no, I don't agree with that.
Well,
go on, Gem.
Because you can meet a guy and he opens the door for you and whatnot, and then he's doing so well in the first instant, and then as soon as you get like a couple of months down the line, he just starts to unravel and fold, and you have to like uphold this standard. I'm sorry, we're not going to slip from here to go down to there. And if you do, I'm sorry, I'm out, I'm cutting. Like, sorry, no, we're not dealing with that. I don't want to be dealing with your trauma. You need to go and heal yourself first.
Definitely.
Don't go looking for a woman if you're not ready for it.
I think it's a great topic to speak about. I think we've covered a few things. I think we need to touch back on it again with maybe a male group. But thank you guys for coming. And I hope to see you all again very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.